So that's kind of what I got going. So I'll grind the head of the bolt and then I'll tack these nuts on there and make a place for a good ground for my welder. So I just like to make a good connection to the bolt before I put a nut on there, just because try to get down into the nut. If you're not got a good melt in the on the bolt, you're not gonna get enough bite to get this nut out, or the bolt out. And I'm working with bad power source 110 welder, so I really don't have the power to really bite into this metal, so I got to do everything I can to get this thing to weld up. One out of two isn't bad. I'm running out of nuts to weld onto these things over here, so I just didn't get the wand down in the nut good enough to make a bite on that. So that's how you get a rounded out, bolt out. Try again. And I'm over putting more weld than I need to, just to get a lot of heat into this bolt. So see if I got it that time. Yep. You can see placing these sliders. I don't even know what they're called. They're all, everything's tore up on this undercarriage, so it's gonna need everything. I don't think this one's gonna get it. It's too narrow of a hole to really get a bite on that. Running out of bolts here, or nuts. I'll just put these nuts back in until, or these bolts back in until I get new plates and clean all this area up. Got the plates off. You can kind of see, just gotta weld these nuts on the top of these bolts that are rounded off. I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty. I just grind the tops, tack to the bolt before I put the nut on, so I can get a good bite down there in the hole. Sometimes it's hard to get in the hole of these nuts, and that sounded funny. So yeah, this is how I deal with shitty bolts that don't come out. You gotta have a welder. 110 is good enough to do this, so 110 voltage. So yeah, hope this helps somebody dealing with this stuff. So okay, so I'm gonna do this little repair, tack that in. I'm gonna have to do some sort of plate on there to reinforce it, and then behind it, that one, I'm gonna have to weld that in and or fix that, and then I'm gonna have to put a plate in the back of that one too. So this undercarriage is pretty tore up, but we'll get it back to working order. Yeah, I went back to the shop and got my magnets. What I had going, I wasn't happy with it, so I'm just gonna tack this in and then go from there. That's good enough for what I'm doing. Oh, there went the breaker. Don't really have the electricity, it just trips that breaker every time. So this will be a painstaking process, but I'll get it done. You gotta get this booger weld off there, and then I'm gonna apply some more heat, see if I can't melt in any further. And the wind's blowing, so it's taking my gas. There we go, that's a good melt. Now, I'm gonna come in here. I'll let that cool down a little bit. I'm gonna just flush it off, and then I'm gonna come back, do the exact same thing on the back side, and then I'm gonna make a plate here. I might just plate all these going down because they're pretty oval everywhere. But yeah, it's just going through this whole thing and repairing stuff like this. I could make hours and hours on this, but that's just kind of, I'm going to go down this whole track, repair, or this whole undercarriage, repair everything, and then we'll get some new retention springs in here because those are shot. We're going to have to rebuild the idler rollers, or I don't know what those called are. The front roller for the front of the tracks, and then all the rollers under here. So, all right, so here's the next one I'm working on. This is like 2 down from the other one, or maybe 1 down. Just kind of dug a trench in the crack. I know you should probably drill out the ends of those cracks, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. I'm going to burn through that pretty good. And there's going to be plates on either side, so yeah, so then I'll just weld this up and then probably be done for the day. Okay, so there's the repair. Do a little one right here, right there, but I don't even think that was a crack. I just filled in some stuff right there. So let's go to the other side. Alright, so that was that one. So got that all filled in. I'm gonna make a plate for this one and for this one. So it was just some little cleanup, couple things I had to do. All right, so sorry to the guys that have been following along. This is a little out of sequence. This was just a little cleanup I did on the undercarriage so that I didn't lose the little piece I needed to weld in, and get these plates off to see if I can get these plates from Komatsu, or who I'm going to have to get these plates from, or have these fabbed up. I kind of stalled out on this here because of my bad power source, 110. I need to get 220 out in my garage and then upgrade the welder for the bigger repairs on this thing. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.